Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's reading. In today's video, we're going to do a group reading and an energetic update for our beautiful group here on YouTube. So I'm going to start today by shuffling some cards and starting to pull out some initial messages. Right away, I'm getting a bit of a strange download for someone. I am not sure who this is for, but the download I am receiving is that for the person I'm tuned into here, you may actually be experiencing throat chakra issues or issues related to communication or even expressing yourself or putting certain things into words. Maybe stumbling over your words in the presence of certain people in your life, and at times you may wonder if there is something wrong with you, if there's something energetically on your end that is causing this dynamic. But very noticeably, you will find that in the presence of certain other people or individuals, you are able to communicate yourself perfectly clearly. So, there's a deeply energetic reason for this. The reason that around certain individuals you almost feel this stuck throat chakra energy, or as though you can't communicate yourself, is because when there is a vibrational disparity between you and your audience, meaning you, and the other person you are communicating with, this makes it extremely difficult to reach one another, even with physical words. Because everything is truly energetically based, and as we are collectively ascending, as essentially the energy of the planet is picking up, it's actually going to become increasingly difficult to physically and verbally communicate with those who are on a very different vibrational level. So, this has sometimes been referred to as feeling almost as though there are glass walls between you and others, where you are physically able to see and perceive one another, but trying to communicate might feel like trying to yell through a wall, so to speak, or trying to hear someone else yelling through a wall. So I'm just getting the message to relay to someone to really begin to notice how you are feeling communication-wise in the presence of others. And rather than being so quick to self-blame or to self-judge, to really feel into whether there is some kind of vibrational disconnect between you and that individual that could actually be leading to these perceived communication issues. So again, I don't know who that message was, for I know that may have seemed a bit random, but I also know there really is no randomness to our universe. Everything serves a purpose and has a reason. So I am setting the intention that this message will reach whoever subconsciously or consciously is asking for it at this time. With that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle the Energy Oracle cards deck. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning into the channel. I do invite you to subscribe if you'd like to join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Wow, okay, I'm very strongly picking up on a masculine energy that is very intense. For some reason, I'm hearing dark and intense, so that might describe this person's kind of energy or essence. This does feel like a very deep soul bond. Whoever this person is coming up for, I'm hearing they're hovering on your energy, so it's almost like they always feel somewhat present with you. Even if physically or communication-wise there is some kind of disconnect with this person. Now, the fact we are getting the Magician and the Mirror reverse card, first of all, tells me that this could be a very high-level soulmate or a twin flame situation. This is one of my two twin flame cards in this deck, although just because this card emerges, of course, does not 100% indicate a twin flame connection. Only you will know personally for yourself whether this is a twin flame or a soulmate. Of course, for others of you, this may not resonate at all. Because I'm getting that in this reading, I am going to be reading into many different connections and energetic dynamics. So, if this particular message isn't resonating with you, then a message later in this reading may connect with you more personally. But for this specific individual, there is a masculine here. I'm hearing they might be appearing to you in dreams as well. This person is really trying to connect with you, either spiritually. If the two of you haven't yet met physically, it's like their soul is trying to reach out to you or trying to connect with you. Or for some of you, this could be very literal and conscious. This masculine may be consciously sending you a lot of energy. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I do want to also note here that when I speak about masculine and feminine energy, I am speaking to energy dynamics, and these are not necessarily related to a particular gender or anything of that nature. We all actually contain a balance internally of masculine and feminine essence. All of nature, all of creation contains these building blocks, so to speak, these energies in a certain balance. However, the person coming up in this reading as the so-called masculine is someone who is really leaning into their internal masculine energy and embodying more of that energy in a more visible way at this time. Meaning, this is someone that is currently much more 3D, physically focused. I'm hearing the word work, so this may be someone very focused on their work at this time. I'm also getting the word distraction, so it's almost as though you are a distraction for this person. Now, not necessarily in a negative sense, they just find that it's very difficult for them to focus on these 3D daily tasks of their life without thinking about you. Now, this person does seem to be very much in the matrix, meaning they're not fully in an awakened state of being. With man holding a coin reversed, there's something a bit unbalanced about their energy, and therefore this seems to be unbalancing the connection between the two of you as well. So, while this may be a soulmate or a twin flame, in either case, I'm hearing it's like an unbalanced soulmate connection or an unbalanced twin flame connection. Meaning, even though there is that deeper, beautiful spiritual bond and that potential here in the physical world, this is a connection that wouldn't be fully physically showing and embodying that true potential at this moment on your timeline. So we do have the card crown chakra in the upright position and the journey card. And I instantly heard spiritual journey, so this is someone who's really beginning to embark on a spiritual journey within themselves, whether they consciously realize this or not. This may be someone who is really in the beginning throes of a spiritual awakening, although I keep getting this sense that they are unconscious that this is occurring, like they don't fully realize they're going through an awakening here. Can I get some more details on what is going on with this masculine energy? What is happening in their energy? Your unconditional love is sparking this awakening within them, because here we have the Angel of Love card, and this is my unconditional love card. This really represents you being this beacon of unconditional light and love, and I'm hearing you touch this person's heart and soul in some really deep way. But for some reason, I'm feeling a kind of sadness on your end. So, it's almost as though you may feel like this person has rejected your love or as though they have dismissed it. Or I'm hearing ghosted, you may have felt ghosted or blocked by this person, left out in the cold here. The ironic thing is what they're really feeling is very much the opposite. They are feeling really soft and warm towards you, even if there is a disconnect. I'm hearing I didn't want to be dismissive from this person. This is a very complex dynamic, because the way it's looking on the surface is very opposite from how they're actually feeling. They're feeling really soft and warm towards you. They're feeling as though you are such a distraction from what they're trying to focus on a daily basis, almost to a humorous extent. To this person, they may have a very good sense of humor, or humor may be a way that the two of you connected. However, again, there's something very unbalanced about this person's energy, and they're going on this spiritual journey. I'm hearing to be figuring that out, to be rebalancing whatever is going on within them internally. But in the meantime, I really feel like you felt dismissed by this connection, or you felt left out in the cold, and this might be causing some emotional pain for you. For most of you listening, I do feel you coming up more so as the divine feminine at this time, leaning more so into that creative, spiritual, softer energy. I'm also just really hearing something highlighted about that word creative. You might consider yourself to be a creative. You may be feeling very creatively inspired recently, or there could just be that emphasis on you being this artist of your life, this creator of your life at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle the cards here, because I want to know a bit more about what this masculine is rebalancing in their life, why there is this imbalance. This imbalance may have manifested between the two of you as well. It could have had something to do with work or finances, or this person feeling a bit destabilized financially or in the workplace. They may have gone through some major transition in their life or their work. Can I get some more information on why this masculine is feeling unbalanced? Adjacent possibilities reversed. I'm hearing they closed one door but hadn't yet opened the next door, and this was leaving them feeling a little ungrounded. So, whatever this transition was, it may have involved this masculine leaving something behind: a relationship, a job, a phase of their life, a location, but not really being sure what that next phase of their life was going to look like. I'm just feeling a lot of uncertainty coming up in whatever life transition was happening for this specific masculine energy. Can I get any more details here? With man holding a heart reversed, it's almost as though through this transition and the uncertainty of what this next phase was going to look like, they kind of artificially shut off their heart space here or closed down their romantic life, in a sense. From this person's perspective, they feel as though it can't be their main focus at this time. That is why there is this complicating energy where it's like they hold this space for you. They hold you in such a high regard and have a soft spot for you, and feel this warmth towards you, divine feminine, even though you feel left out in the cold. Because this person has, in a sense, shut down their romantic life at this time, so they can really focus on transitioning into this next phase and stabilizing themselves to a greater degree here. So if this is resonating for you, today I will be channeling more information on what this masculine is thinking and feeling that I truly feel they are not expressing on the surface here. For those I'm channeling into, I also am very curious today to channel more into how exactly this person's spiritual journey is looking and how that could potentially transform them and this connection moving into the future. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle the cards here. And I just want to kind of open up this portion of the reading and ask, is there anyone or anything else connected to the beautiful divine feminines listening here? Hostilities, triggered reactions. Your light is triggering some type of reaction from certain people around you, either in your community or in your circle. I'm hearing some of these may be people that you actually have been really close to, or were really close to physically or emotionally at one time. Because this really feels almost like a backstabbing, like a betrayal here. Feeling like someone that was very close to you, or should have had your best interest at heart, was actually feeling really triggered by you behind your back. Now, this won't be for everyone, and I don't tend to channel into these types of dynamics because I like to really read from a more positive, lighter perspective, but I feel this needs to be touched upon today. Because if you are someone who has been dealing with certain heavier, lower vibrational emotions, energies, even physical experiences unexpectedly, then this may be a call to heightened energetic protection. Some of what you might be experiencing, that you're labeling as lower vibrational, especially if it feels unexpected and doesn't match your typical energetic standpoint, or set point could be coming from these triggered, projected reactions from certain people around you. And I'm hearing that you'll be able to tell because I'm getting that someone here may have actually left your life of their own accord, unexpectedly. This may have been someone very close to you. This could have been a romantic interest, a friend, a family member, someone who just really either walked away or shut down communication with you. And this may have completely blindsided you. But what I'm really hearing is that, for some reason, I'm hearing, and this is a bit of a dramatic wording from one of my guides, I'm hearing it was an enemy in your own camp. So what I mean by that is this person that let themselves out of your life, essentially like they walked themselves out of your life, was actually someone who didn't hold the best intentions for you or was feeling really, really triggered by your light. And projecting those triggered reactions back onto you, even though you may not have realized that this was going on. So, the reason that you will know, or how you will know that this has occurred, a sign of confirmation will be that, since this person has left your life, you actually feel lighter. You almost feel as though this heavy cloud has been lifted, this heavy energy has been lifted. You may notice certain areas of your life improving that actually felt a bit stuck or stagnant. Even if you do feel these pings of sadness from time to time, you will notice, in general, you actually feel happier and lighter. And I don't know why I keep getting that this is someone who actually let themselves out of your life. It's like you didn't have to cut them off, they cut off from you. And this was actually a blessing in a sense, because even though there may have been that sadness there on your end, because I do feel this was very unexpected and may have blindsided you at the same time, this has actually freed you to higher levels of vibration. And I'm hearing it's really opening the floodgates on certain physical manifestations coming into your life that may have felt really stuck while you were connecting with this person. I'm just hearing, trust what is leaving your life when you are holding these higher levels of vibration as you have been. When you've been keeping your heart open and living through unconditional love and shining your light. Trust what is leaving your life through that process, even if it does feel a little bit sad or disappointing at times. Now, I know that this was a bit of a hyper-specific message that truly might just be for a few people experiencing that specific set of circumstances, but I am getting that in general. You do tend to experience this type of dynamic where certain people around you do at times get triggered by your level of heart openness, your level of vulnerability, the raw authenticity of your being. This could create a kind of sadness at times in your life where you can connect with others on this really deep, authentic level, but it can actually be too overwhelming for them. I'm hearing the purity of your light can actually be overwhelming to certain others, or even if they do ultimately reconnect with you, they may have to take breaks from connecting with you in the physical. So, they may actually detach or disconnect themselves for periods of time to process some of the intense changes that you've sparked or catalyzed within them, and then might return at a later date once they've done some of that processing. And I'm hearing that you're very trained in processing energy because you are a natural transmuter. You've been doing this for many lifetimes, but in this lifetime, it's been happening very rapid fire. You've had to transmute a lot of really heavy energy very rapidly, so you are accustomed to catalyzing huge amounts of energy and using it to shift you to higher levels. But I'm hearing that others around you tend to process energy a lot more slowly. So, this can kind of lead to this dynamic where you process the energy of something, whether it's a connection, an awakening, an ego death. You can process all of that really fast and reach that next level of spiritual awareness. But certain people you are connected to or who are around you, who experience those same catalyzing sorts of events, possibly even through connection with you, don't tend to process the energy as quickly as you do. So it's almost like a game of hurry up and wait, where you are ahead, so to speak, energetically, vibrationally, and then you find yourself in these waiting modes, where it's like others have to catch up to that level and meet you where you are, while you are holding the space. And the trick of that is not giving in to the temptation to slow yourself down or to lower your vibration simply to remain more 3D connected with those other individuals throughout that entire process. Wow, very powerful messages coming through from someone's spirit guides there. If that is connecting, I will be reading into more spirit guide, higher self, or cosmic messages, whatever spiritual divine forces you personally connect with, or however you label those kinds of cosmic messages. We will be channeling more into those today. So, here we have the appreciation card, and I'm hearing, stay locked into self-love. Now, this has been very thematic in recent readings, but it's an extremely important reminder. And there's a reason it keeps coming up, because there are many subconscious programs around you that will try to lower you down from the frequency of total self-love, that will subconsciously try to trigger you to question, doubt, or undermine yourself. And that is why your light always must be stronger and more intense than those forces that are lower vibrational. And when I speak to these forces, what I am typically referring to in this context is something deeply subconscious. It is those evolutionarily programmed limiting ideas and belief systems that may have served us thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, but that now are actually holding us back from our next levels of expansion. And I'm hearing that in the same way there may be certain programs, certain patterns, certain belief systems that may have actually served you at an earlier time, even in this physical lifetime, that are no longer serving you now. And I'm hearing a powerful journaling or self-reflection exercise at this moment might be to reflect upon certain systems, patterns, ideas, or belief systems that you might still be holding on to or clinging on to, that may have served you in the past, that in fact may have been essential to your growth in the past, but that are actually now holding you back from up-leveling to your next phase of growth or your next phase of spiritual expansion. So, what else can I channel for the beautiful souls listening here? We have the Journey card in the upright position, and I'm really feeling guided to the Work Your Light Oracle, so I'm going to get a card here to connect with this deep replenishment retreat, Rest, Be Held. So, for someone listening here, there may be some kind of travel for you on the horizon, even if it's just somewhere locally, going to a new place in your local area. Whatever this is, it might be an opportunity for rest and deep replenishment, a sort of spiritual retreat for you individually. Can I get another card here? Inner Temple Leap and Sisterhood of the Rose. So Leap says, you go first. The universe will catch you. Someone may be finding themselves recently inspired to some kind of leap of faith. This may be something that you've been very secretive about, so not necessarily sharing vocally or verbally with others. This may be taking something in your life in a new direction, whether it's your work, your creativity, your relationships. I feel that there are a lot of signs or synchronicities that are pushing you in this direction, but that there are also simultaneously some doubts coming up because something about this feels very fresh. It feels brand new in a sense. We also have the Death card, which represents spiritual transformation, new beginnings, letting go some major transition occurring in your life. And in connection with this, the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. So there may be something that is meant to be transitioned that is being held on to here. Now, this could be something personally that you are holding on to, some aspect of an outdated version of self, an outdated connection. This also could be someone who is really holding or clinging on to your energy in kind of a stubborn way, or trying to connect with this past version of you, or this past version of yourself. And because all of this is sitting heavily on the third eye chakra, this indicates to me that whoever I'm speaking to here, only your intuition can really guide you through the details of what that might be connecting with for you personally. I will say that once this energy shifts, it really lightens up and gets extremely beautiful, fulfilling, and exciting. So it's almost like allowing this layer of yourself or your past or your relationships to shed itself so that you can push through to this Nine of Cups and Knight of Swords energy. The Nine of Cups representing powerful manifestations, wishes coming true, a deep sense of fulfillment, abundance, and I'm hearing this is what you're shifting into. But it requires a shift in focus from what is being left behind, that outdated version of yourself, your relationships, or your way of being that you are now shedding. That is represented by that Death card. I'm hearing, allow it to transform. Allow yourself to shift focus and fully fixate on this way of living, being fully rooted in the present moment. Not needing to know exactly how or when things are going to come together, living with an open sacral chakra, allowing your creativity to flow, surrendering all of those themes that we really have been discussing as we've been really delving into the details of this shift into fifth dimensional living. I also see connected with this, the Knight of Swords. So it's interesting because it's almost like there's this past energy that is being shed, that is being let go of someone or something that might be stubbornly holding on to, or maybe something you were kind of trying to stubbornly hold on to. That's being released from your control, released from your grip. But then, what we shift into is this very exciting, fast-moving energy presented by the Knight of Swords. So this is also a very decisive energy. This could be applying to someone's internal masculine, meaning that as you allow the old to pass away, as you allow yourself to shift focus and fully embody that new 5D energy, that energy of abundance, of creativity, of living in the present, of trusting your inner guidance given to you in the moment. But I'm getting that this could also apply to a literal external masculine connected to you, either currently or futuristically. And if that is the case for you personally, this is someone who is displaying that decisive energy towards you, someone who, I'm hearing, is very determined to connect with you, but also very loyal and decisive regarding what they want with you and with this potential connection. So if it is resonating as more of an external energy, this could be someone who may be connecting with you externally, again, either currently or possibly futuristically for some of you. So for now, I'm going to be closing this first reading here on YouTube with the card Merciful Mother Jamal. So I'm just going to be reading a bit from the guidebook here, and the guidebook says, "Oh, sudden resurrection. Oh, countless blessings. Oh, blazing fire in the jungle of thoughts. Today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail." Rumi. The guidebook also says, "You blazing angel, capable of so much, you evoke the testing hand of life. Why not, when you cannot fail? Yet in your sweet surrender. How can the great beloved not respond in kind and offer you solace, comfort, and mercy? For not all success must be hard won. This is your birthright now, your divine inheritance. Let it soften the hard edges of your life and your being and bring to you the grace that is deserved." So, that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Again, if you'd like to continue on now with me, I would love for you to join me for the extended version of this reading. Of course, if you haven't yet, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. I am sending you all huge waves of love and light energy today. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in today's reading.